Hey, potentially, 24-hour trading can be a great opportunity if managed really well and a high volume of customers is guaranteed. There's a lot of 24-hour conversation happening at the moment in the hospitality trade. However, there are challenges involved. So we thought we'd get to the expert to tell us what the challenges are and what all the advantages are of 24-hour trading. Welcome, Chris Green, who's the General Manager of Restaurant Bookkeepers Australia. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning.
How are you this Friday?
Fridays are fantastic. I've got my own theory. If you don't wake up, it's not a good day. If you do wake up, it's a great opportunity.
That is fantastic. I love that, Chris. Now, we're talking about 24-hour trading this morning, which is obviously a really hot topic. From a restaurant business perspective, though, the more hours that are filled with bums on seats are better, clearly. But what are some of the strategies employed by businesses to try and guarantee that this is happening?
You know, the marketing of a restaurant is a bit tricky, and it's a thing that new restaurant owners jump into and learn very fast, because opening day is awesome. You know, the food bloggers might send traffic in that first couple of weeks, but from then on they have to attract and get repeat business like any business does do. So there's things like all-you-can-eat pizza nights, there's changing of menus, the coaching of staff to upsell, learning social media and driving that interaction so they can start getting a cult following. I mean, we've all fallen in love with those images on Instagram and you think, yeah, I could really go one of those right now. So you jump in your car and you drive over. So those marketing tricks are very vital in the food industry. Even the hot topic of Uber Eats. You know, the reason restaurants and cafes use Uber Eats is because they're chasing more customers, even though the cost is 30%. So the general public, they're also conditioned to look for discounts. So it's a balancing act, and, you know, each business model within the food industry needs to tweak what is going to attract more customers.
Absolutely, because there's fixed costs like rent and equipment. That just keeps ticking over whether the business is open or not.
While you're sleeping, there's money coming out of your bank account, whether you like it or not. And look, a lot of business owners don't look at their balance sheets or anything like that, so they don't appreciate how much debt is actually sitting there because they're so busy working in their businesses. But the longer the kitchen is cooking, you know, the longer that kitchen is actually open and producing food, the better it justifies the fixed cost. Labour is usually the biggest bugbear of any hospitality business because it's such a labour-intensive business model. But the trouble is, there's no point having the kitchen open if you don't have the customers. And this is this is the challenge that keeps coming back to hospitality. They need to do covers. You know, Mother's Day, they were all singing the praises of Mother's Day just recently because they were booked out. They were doing 4 and 5 covers. You know, the seat wasn't even getting cold. Customer comes in, sits there and gets fed out, next group in. And they're all excited about how much money they made, but that's not going to last them all year.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Do businesses struggle to find a balance, I suppose, between finding reliable staff and also affording penalty rates? Because, I mean, some of those rates are really quite expensive while the business is open.
Look, of course they do. Now, hospitality, it has a very transient staffing model. There's staff come in, they work for 6 months while they're at uni, then they move on, and getting that quality service level right is a bit of a struggle. There's some good operators out there that do hold their staff for quite lengthy periods. So, yeah, getting the quality staff, even in the bigger end of town, like the franchise group, it's the same problem, whether you're a small cafe or you're a larger franchise group or a silver service restaurant. Staffing is their biggest complaint. So, yeah, it is absolutely a challenge. You throw nights 24-hour service into that, and you're going to actually have more challenges. So, yeah, it's certainly a problem. Now, penalty rates, I actually, just for the sake of this call, I actually looked up just the current penalty rates for your average food and beverage attendant, which is like a waiter, for want of a better word, and just an adult casual. So their regular hourly rate as per the award under Fair Work is $24.34.
Okay.
So on a Saturday and a Sunday, that hourly rate increases by $4.87.
Right, okay.
But then you add in at night time, so from 10 p.m. 10 p.m. until midnight, the night rate increases by $2.20, and then from midnight to 6 a.m. it increases by $3.31 per hour.
Okay.
So and there's 12 or 15 different classifications in that award to describe what an employee does, and they're all paid, varying rates. So it's a bit tricky even knowing how to master that award and apply it to the nighttime 24-hour situation. So there's going to be some people caught out there with how they run their payroll.
Absolutely, quite complicated, isn't it? Now, along with staff, we know restaurant and cafe owners, they work close to the coalface at times as well. So I guess, is burnout a risk?
Oh, God, yeah. I did. Okay, you're going to love this. Last night, I'm in hospitality groups, on Facebook and discussion forums and things like that, and I thought I'll throw a survey out there. And there was about 200 replied. It's probably the biggest response I've ever had. So this 24-hour topic, it's pretty hot. They were getting quite anxious about it. There was a few comments that I can't repeat on radio, of course. But 28%, now this particular group that I was using, it's a good interactive group, very heavily skewed with chefs and people who own the smaller size restaurants and cafes. Now, 28% that burnout is a higher risk with 24-hour trading. And then there was all the flood of comments that came around that in the different groups. But in these groups, I see daily someone puts their hand up and says, how on earth am I going to cope as a chef? I can't cope with the stress. So it's a busy, interesting work environment. And the thing is, if it's not busy at night time, it might be the other, I don't know, I'm just guessing, but it might be the other way. If you've got a chef sitting there, flipping his apron around, waiting for the customer to come in, he could die from boredom.
Right, yeah. I suppose that's why each business is different and they'd have to make their own decisions based on whether it's worth them staying open for 24-hour trading. If businesses would like some more information or to chat with you as an expert to get some advice about their situation, how could they make contact with you?
Oh, great, thanks. They can call me anytime on 1300 IDEAS, IDEAS, which converts to 1300 043 327, or just send a message through the website, which is restaurantbookkeepers.com.au. And I've got downloads there with hospitality wage guides. There's an ebook on how to set up your restaurant and cafe bookkeeping and workflows. So there's a lot of efficiency tools there that can help you get organised if you decide to go into 24-hour trading.
Perfect. Chris, before we let you go for this very busy Friday, what's your go-to Uber?
For food?
Yes.
Yep.
No, I don't do that.
Oh.
I actually like to go into the restaurant.
Good job.
I'm not a skinny girl, and it's a hazard of the job. The food industry is, for me, if I'm spending more direct with the restaurant or the cafe, I actually prefer to do that and get to have a chat with the owners as well, 9 times out of 10. So, I do Uber with my body in the taxi or in the Uber. But no, buying food, I prefer to go in and give the owner my dollar.
Good job, love it.
That.
Chris Green, General Manager of Restaurant Bookkeepers Australia. We love that you've spent some time with us this Friday and look forward to chatting to you again soon.
Always a pleasure. Thanks, Dave.
Thanks, Chris.
And Cindy.
No worries.
My pleasure
Have a good
too.
Friday.